We've been doing this.
Like all the Facebook posts and all that stuff. Like this is what it led up to this.
All of this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Over the years, we've developed a lot of traction.
Yes, sir.
from just being the guys we are.
Yep. This was supposed to happen
a long time ago.
Nah, for real, man.
A long time ago, and so I'm glad we finally made it work, made some roll. But shoot, if podding was podding back then, we've been podding for years.
And who's to say, man? Like, you know, because you know my brain steady be moving.
Yeah,
we can do something outside of this
all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you know what I mean?
Something completely different. Give them this, and then like
on several different platforms, on several different layers of content.
Yup.
Me and JL are going to be making it happen in 2025. I see it, but I know, y'all always do me like, I always do y'all like this. People say I got all this talking to do before I really get started, because we know this ain't a music podcast, but we love music, and so we gonna start a little bit like this. Hey,
okay,
okay, with it. We going with a Fort Worth Funky Town's finest.
Yes, sir.
Twisted Black.
Man, shout out Twisted Black.
Yeah, so anybody from our era, we all know about this man right here. He was that dude before we had a dude. He was our dude.
Yeah, he was, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad my boy home too, man.
Man, welcome home.
Yes, sir.
We glad you back. Stay back. He already making moves, doing things in the streets, making good music. He already got some other great music out. And we glad to have it back. He's here. But we finna roll on in this thing. We glad to have y'all in the Peace Pod. Hey, we just letting it roll a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know how we do. You got your boy, your host, LRP3, P3, your main P in the pod. Your boy here doing this thing, and I got somebody riding shotgun with me. Hey, my man JL Smith.
What up?
He got a couple monikers too, but we won't talk about that. My boy, I'm glad to have you on, man.
Hey, man, it's good to be here, man.
Yes, sir.
It's good to be here.
Hey, Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you know what, man? You got to send me that playlist. Like,
yeah,
I can tell there's some heat on there already. You started off with some heat, so yeah,
man,
I need that.
Say, this used to be our.
Yeah, I need that, man.
Oh, I'm gonna play some of that Third Coast stuff we used to listen to back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Chamillionaire.
Yes, sir.
So I got a little theme that I ran with these two songs. I'm gonna give you a little time to think about what you may think it is.
Okay.
As we let Chamillionaire do his thing and roll on just a little bit. Hey, we happy as I continue to roll on. We happy that you're rolling with us, all the P's in the pod. So for our first time listeners, appreciate you jumping in from all over the Metroplex, from all over the state. And I learned that other people all over are starting to listen to the P's pod, and we appreciate you jumping in. But I herald from Forest Hill, Fort Worth, Texas. Rolling Hills?
Actually, man, you know what? A lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually, man, I grew up, born and raised in Poly and Eastwood, man.
Whoa!
Yeah, man. I'm straight up Poly, man. I grew up mainly in Poly, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm Poly, man. It's in my, you know what I'm saying. I went to Wyatt, but I was, you know what I'm saying, I lived in Poly, man. That's where I grew up. That's where I was raised.
Very respected old school neighborhood, if you know Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Very respected neighborhood. One of those old black neighborhoods that really has some nice, good, and kind of bad people come through there. But we all right.
Yeah.
Forest Hill, South Side, you know, that's where I kind of roll from. Forest Hill, but man, we good to have you. We ain't gonna stay there too long. We appreciate my boy JL Smith jumping in the Peas Pod, and we got your boy. You know who we are, and so we just gonna roll on like we normally do. So, man, we gonna talk about a little news. So, right quick, I think I can't stay too long on this news because I got my man in, and we ain't got all night to be messing around with these news. But right quick, I do have to give a shout out to my boy Denarius Green. So he's doing this week for North Crowley Football Presents a DFW Unsigned Senior Showcase for 2025. So it will be, as I knock things over, I can't be any worse right now. So maybe I'm just a little too hyped because my boy in the saddle.
Hey, man, look, y'all in for a treat tonight.
Man, so I'm going to chill out. I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to reel it in. And I'm going to speak like I got some sense. Okay? All right, P's. Here we go. So, my man, North Crowley Football Presents DFW Unsigned Senior Showcase 2025. So, if we know the North Crowley won the 6A D1 High School State Championship. Yes, they did.
Yep. Shout out to North
Crowley. Shout out to North Crowley. Shout out to head coach. Shout out to one of my frat brothers, Toby, was a coach there. So all of those coaches, the players, the school, Fort Worth as a whole, we support you, and we do appreciate you. And we appreciate you, Daenerys, giving these young high school guys this opportunity to go showcase their talents and their skills to try to earn a scholarship. We appreciate that, and I love earning. Right quick, you know about those, you ever seen in the median those kids that are there that have that are trying to go, say the kids are trying to go to a football tournament or basketball tournament, and they always got these signs out there. They had little kids, the girls would be cheerleaders and the boys would have on the football uniform.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because this is a total side note. We didn't talk about this.
Right.
So how do you feel about that? Kids asking for money sitting out there.
I mean, it's, I'm not against it, but I know that there's other ways they can do it. Yeah. And I got to give a shout out to one of my classmates that is a perfect example of how to get the community involved. Shout out to my boy, Ron Price.
Oh, yes, sir, Ron.
He Nationwide Athletes, man, his organization, man,
shout
what
out.
He does with those boys.
Forest Hill, Texas, represent. I appreciate you.
If you go to any Mavericks games, you're going to see him with his boys working those concession stands.
Say, that's dope.
So that's you know what I'm saying? So, man, if y'all, check him out, man. Go to his social medias, Ron
I'll
Price.
have his stuff kind of posted up. I'll post a link in the chat.
He can, you know what I'm saying? Like they go work the concession stands and everything, like at the Mavs games, Rangers games. So
and make some money.
Yeah.
Instead of shaking your butt in a median, just asking people for money. Because I ask, because it's my pet peeve. Because I hate seeing our kids just sitting in the median with their hand out,
right,
asking for money instead of doing something like going to concession stands and working for
exactly,
right. So I'm not asking for a handout. I'm actually providing a service. So when you're giving us something, yes, you're giving for a good cause. So I may give you some brownies that aren't the greatest,
right,
but at least I'm giving you some brownies, or I may give you some water, and you may give me $3 for $1 water. And that's a donation, but I'm still providing a service. So teach our kids not to just beg.
Yeah, but to
the
work ethic. Like, it's teaching them. Because not only are they earning money for their organization, but they learning a work ethic.
No doubt. So, shout out to Ron. Shout out to you for doing that, man. Appreciate that. Forest Hill, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes, sir.
And when we have, we talk about those great Wyatt teams that were going to the, trying to knock down the doors and get to Austin. He actually helped with a lot of those guys.
Yeah, man.
On those hoop teams. So, yeah, man, shouts out to you, Ron. So, man, we gonna go straight to Peepin' Peas. We not going to belabor you at all. Because we sitting here trying to tell some news, and I don't have enough. It's a bad news cycle anyway. So, Peepin' Peas, is a segment where we go to your social media pages, your feeds, your stories. I may steal a bunch of your posts, but I try to give proper credit where credit is due. So let me go. But this one we okay. So what is it? What is this one comes from my cousin Lacey. She says, "What's the black way of saying, hey buddy, you're barking up the wrong tree?"
Oh yeah, look, one came and popped in my head immediately. You know, all right now. But see, you can't just stop with all right now,
right?
Because you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta give. Because that first one is like that warning shot. All right now.
So there's levels to the all right.
Yeah, it's levels.
Okay, so you get the first all right now. How does that one sound?
So that first all right now is like all right now.
Okay.
You know, that's letting them know like, hey, chill.
Caution.
That second, like, all right now, notice how my voice kind of elevated. Yeah. Now it's like, you got one more time. That third, all right now, and that may be followed by some action.
Yeah, I'm putting my hands on you at that point. Yeah.
Like, somebody, you know what I'm saying, at that point, it's like, you know what, I got peace on this side, violence right here. I'm picking violence right here. I'm checking that box off. Like,
right.
Let me grab the violence. Let me go to the violence shelf right here.
Hey, black folks will say, not today.
Right.
Not today.
Or,
so that'll be not today.
You got the right one.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You got the right one.
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 Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Just know for my other my other people out there, when we say you got the right one, that means you got the wrong one. It's the opposite of, don't think that,
It means you shouldn't be in arm's length.
Right.
So I got an arm length rule. So if we're ever in a altercation, or if we're ever in a situation to where it's heightened levels of aggression, if you within arm length, I got to touch you. Because at that point, you're a threat. Yeah. So at the point we start arguing, I probably will step back. I encourage you to also step back, because if you don't, if you're an arm length, I feel like you're a threat, or you were threatening me, so I got to touch you. That's just how it goes.
And see, what I'm going to do, because I got long arms, so I'm not going to even use my arm length as a measurement. I'm gonna go with yours. So if you within arm's length of my boy and within his arm length, hey, that's because my arms is long, so no,
his arms are longer than mine.
So if you matter of fact,
you know what, I need to use that as a length of measurement myself.
I'm telling you, man.
I never quite factored that in, because most people arms are longer than mine.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? If
people know me, I'm a little vertically challenged, so I don't have the long. Well, that doesn't mean I don't have, but I don't have the longest of arms either. It's kind of proportionate. So
it's not all that cracked up to be. Trust me, it's not. It's not.
Man, it works. I mean, I guess until you get old, maybe frame problems and knee problems, but
it's not even that, man. Like, it's just like people, everybody think like, oh, tall is great. It's really not. I can't blend in a crowd sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's a different perspective.
Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
challenging height.
I can't really, like, if I'm out at a party or something and I decide I want to dip out, somebody gonna see me leaving.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what? I never thought of that perspective. So it's harder for you to just dip, or either just slide in a place, kind of be inconspicuous.
Even certain cars I get in, man, like I can't like certain cars I can just like, oh yeah, that's nice. Like, even if like a Corvette,
or really low cars or tight.
Corvettes are not, like, they, trust me,
they're not conducive to height.
They not, man. And I thought they were, but they not. Like, it's a cool car, but it's just not, they not for me. I realized that because I could get in a Corvette and drive it, but I have to literally take the top off.
So it's actually a better thing for us vertically challenged people.
Or I would have to slouch in the seat a little bit, but that means the roof of the car would be like right here. So I don't.
It's a story that at LSU, when Shaq was there, he removed the front seat and you should sit in the back seat or something like that.
I can see that. He still got a custom, like, there's certain cars he can't sit in, or he has to.
Because my cousin, Nisi. My cousin Nisi went to Grambling, so she was there at Grambling. Even when Erica was at Graham, and then she at LSU, Shaq was there around that time. So I think she's telling me that story. That's really crazy.
Wow!
Shout out to Kim Folk. Yeah. So you got any posts that you thought of?
Man, you know what? I got, cause lately I've been trying to get my post back up as far as like the funny stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I did post something. The most recent one I posted was it was relating to the Cowboys coaching vacancy. Cause I figured, cause I'm all about, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's true.
So I decided to throw my hat in the ring.
Oh, really?
So my post, I said, after careful consideration,
okay,
I have accepted the head coaching job for the Dallas Cowboys. We're going 1-16 next year. Hey, we all in. We all in. Hey, that's what I posted the other day. Cause it's like, why not?
Hey, and I'm taking over the media program if he gets in.
Look, why? Cause why not? I mean,
hey, you could be on my weekly show. Hey, as the head coach, let's
look, and honestly, I would hire you on the coaching staff, man, because you got the football background.
Hey, let's do it. I played a little bit. These knees don't let you know. The walk doesn't tell you, but I did a little something. I did a little something. Well, I mean, okay, well, I may not have the post, and I'm gonna look for it, but it is quite an iconic post that did a little something back in the day. So, JL was part of this. He was actually part of this post, part of this, what grew into a network and what spilled over into a great homecoming season for ODY. I mean, if like how they now have the tailgate, if they were doing that kind of then, think of, man, how big it would have been if they were kind of tailgating then. But
oh yeah, it would have been.
The post kind of went as this. It was kind of a messy post. It asked.
No, it was messy. It was. I ain't gonna even lie. It was like it. Yeah. Oh, and I just thought about something but yeah, it's.
And you know what? And shout out to KO, Kendrick. Because he kind of started the first thoughts on who was your high school crush.
Ooh, that's what. Yeah, that. What's crazy? Like, a lot of times when we get on social media and we post, we think of something like, oh, that's a good post.
Yeah.
And we never realize how something. Because when you think about it, who was your high school crush? Something, it sounds like a real simple question, but people started actually tagging the people that they had crushes on in high school.
Yep.
And at that time, I was single at that time.
I was single also.
And so I tagged my high school crush.
You tagged? So you would hold on.
Yeah, I actually tagged mine in the post.
This is new info. We got to dissect.
Yeah,
no, JL. This is new.
Yeah, man.
I don't remember that you actually tagged.
Yeah,
I tagged her.
Yeah, I actually took it a step further and I tagged her in the post. And
wow,
man, that post. I remember, man, that post went on for like 2-3 days.
That post exploded.
Yeah.
If there was such a thing as viral, then
it went viral.
We went viral. The post definitely went viral. There ended up being hundreds, almost thousands of comments.
It was over. I remember it was up in the thousands.
It was 1,000, and so this, and I remember notifications weren't quite the same, so you really couldn't turn stuff off.
Right.
And so people were getting like notifications like crazy on a post that just kept going. Yep. So if somebody commented on it, you were getting these crazy notifications
every time. Yeah,
and so everybody was like, "Hey, it's getting too big." And I said, "Well, let me do something." Well, what if I start? And Facebook groups had just kind of started.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, let me try this Facebook group and try to start a group.
Yeah.
And kind of put everybody that's making all this noise in here. And so it started as a way to cut off the notifications. Because in groups, you could turn off notifications.
Right.
And so I started that and it, boom.
No, it just, and you know what's crazy? Because I remember what actually what started is because that post brought out people that we hadn't seen in years that were just like, oh, you on here? Oh, yeah. And so that's really what
that was
started
a lot of my exposure.
Yeah. And so it was like, oh man, I haven't seen, and people started, and so when we started seeing people we hadn't seen in like almost 20 something years, that's when you was like, you know what, let me start this network. And then the network brought out so many people.
So many people.
Yeah, we like my boy got the group going, and I remember he reached out to me, and we kind of became like the faces of it. And so we started, man, you remember
that's how me and you really start messing around.
Yeah,
because we didn't graduate the same year,
right?
And so the time frame was so different, and that's what it also did too. A lot of those people from Wide, these different classes, these different decades, all started coming together, all at just in this one central place, and everybody started talking to everybody.
But you remember
it got wild.
So you remember Hot Seat Monday?
Oh.
Say Hot Seat Monday was just so for those of y'all probably wondering what was Hot Seat Monday?
Yes, please give a description.
So Hot Seat Monday was something that so that's something that me and my boy started. We decided, and mind y'all, we would talk away from the network, like hey, what we gonna do this week to get it. So we actually used to all this stuff.
We used to plot engagement.
We planned
all stuff that digital creators do now. We were doing it, but just it wasn't called that back then.
And this was in 2013, mind you. This was 2013.
We were having production meetings. Yeah. We would call each other and say, "Hey, what you think?" Or we would message each other.
Yeah, we would message each other
in messengers, like, "Hey, what you think? I'm thinking about doing this post."
Yep.
And you was like, "Okay, well, if you do that, I'm gonna say this."
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna get on your comments and do this. And so it went, man. So just planted. So it was like a little seeds everywhere you went. So if you stepped somewhere, it planted. And it just grew and grew and grew.
Yeah, and it spread, man. Like, and what's so crazy was with the Hot Seat Monday. So what we used to do was the Hot Seat Monday was we would start out by putting ourselves in the hot seat, and so basically we would give people the opportunity to, hey, the floor is open. Anybody can ask you whatever question.
It was nothing off limits.
Nothing off limits. Matter of fact, we listen and we don't judge before it was a thing.
Yeah.
We was like, when I tell you, man, when I think like we originated so many things and didn't realize it then.
And how those people have now these big forums where they talk about relationships and all that. We used to do that.
We used to do all that,
We used to get a post and just talk about relationships. And so how
we used to have roast sessions. I'm talking about
roast sessions.
But
you remember. Do you remember the rating session?
Oh, yeah, man. You know what's crazy? I think that
was the part of the downfall.
Because it kind of, what I realized what was funny was I found out because the hot seat and the rating thing kind of is almost like they kind of went hand in hand. So the hot seat brought you to the forefront.
To the forefront,
yes. And then people that got in the hot seat, they inboxes was booming, like,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? They inboxes was booming. Cause I ain't gonna lie, mine was back, like it was.
Yeah, your boy kind of hit a little second wind. I hit fire.
Yeah, it was one of them. Yeah,
I had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun. And really, I think we had a lot more fun just facilitating everything. So, from the mess to the good, to the bad, we had and it became, we had to start like a whole, like a group of people that were admins. Yep. So CG, was it Candace?
Yeah.
Shatu, shout out to Shatu.
Yeah.
Was all on this group of like, okay, this can review people to let people in, because we would have people from other classes, other schools, not other classes, but from other schools trying to get into our network.
Yep.
So we would have people. So somebody would come and send me an inbox and would say, hey, such and such didn't go to Wide.
Right. Yeah, it was just like,
and then we had to have like wide rules. So we were like, a post would be how many years did you have to go to wide to say you actually went to wide?
Right.
And so some people were like, if your diploma don't say some people were real.
No, yeah, some people.
If your diploma don't say OD wide,
it was like you
didn't go to wide.
You can't claim it.
Yeah, so people were like, I went to wide my freshman and sophomore year, and like, but your diploma don't say OD wide.
Like, where did you graduate from?
Right.
Because technically, that's your alma mater.
Exactly.
Look.
Yeah, nobody. This isn't college where they get to jump.
We didn't make the rules. We just, hey.
I just went to the school all 4 years, so
look,
I didn't make the rules.
Because if it was up to me, I'd let you right on in. But it's not up to me.
But OD wide rules say,
right?
If you don't have a diploma from wide, you didn't go there. So quit trying to claim OD wide. I know you may play ball. That's cool.
Right.
You have an OD wide resume.
Right.
But you are not a graduate of OD wide high school. The only high school in Fort Worth, Texas.
That's right. You're not a true chaparral.
Man, shout out to Tasha Dorsey.
Yeah, man.
You remember she put together the a mixer.
She did, man. Tasha did a lot of great work, man.
Tasha put with
the banquet, the alumni banquet we had, man. Like that was awesome because we got to. What was so great about it, man, was that we were the MCs of that. And it was at the I think it was the Hilton Hotel downtown Fort Worth.
We gave an award to Coach Chris.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, Coach Chris.
Yeah.
He was still living at the time, getting an award for him. Had all his sons there.
Yep.
She gave out other awards, and shout out to Tasha because what she did was harness all of that and made something good out of it.
Yeah,
and out of all of that. I mean that salaciousness, all of that Sodom and Gomorrah we kind of had going on, it kind of got rough.
Yeah, we basically what we did was like how we started the group. It was basically like just an ongoing Cancun trip.
Yeah,
it was an ongoing. It was like the never-ending party bus.
People were like not skipping out on work, but like really spending a lot of time on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Instead of working, they were spending a lot of time. And I could talk to y'all for days about I can have think pieces. There were think pieces on the ODY network.
Mm-hmm.
And I had hundreds, like legitimately hundreds of requests from people trying to get in, messaging people.
Yeah.
Like dudes, I had some not death threats, but like dudes was mad.
Yeah, because they were hearing about
people would get kicked out.
Yeah,
because they can't control themselves, can't just doing too much. You know, we understand people were grown. You gonna curse, and that's cool. But some people were just like you crossing the line.
Yeah, some people was kind of what I'm saying, like they took it. It went from R rating to like NC-17.
Yeah, because they started having an ODY network after dark. Remember?
I remember it because I created it.
Oh yeah, you did.
Because I had to. Because you remember we was getting so many people, and I said, okay, you know what?
And
let me create another avenue so these people can have something. Because I said y'all got a lot of pent up stuff that I was like, look, and
it started getting so I would say
it got out of hand.
Description is hot. It started getting so hot that people that are more morally pure than I were getting upset.
Yeah.
About like y'all just on here just doing the most. And that at the time I was single and I was younger. I didn't understand that perspective.
Me neither, because I was
like, man, everybody.
Yeah, because we were both in our 30s.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And we all are grown. And as long as you practice, for one, it is consensual.
Right.
And as long as you practice safe sex, what is the issue here?
Right.
And so they were like, well, this is not why the group. I was like, well, actually, this is exactly why the group.
Right.
The premise of this group was nastiness. I mean, it wasn't nothing pure or nice.
It stemmed from, who was your crush back in school, then it just kind of carried over, and now everybody grown. It's like, people were shooting their shots like Steph Curry in there, boy. I'm talking about shooting their shots, man. I'm talking about unloading the clip.
Boy. And so I'd like to say this. If any of you Negroes or women won during that period of time, because it was a hot run, probably about 6-8 months, probably longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good, I will say, 10 to 12 month run.
Yeah.
If any of you ninjas won on some of them old crutches or some of them new crutches from just the network, you was like, oh, she graduated 6 or 7 years before me.
Right.
Some of them crushes were ignited. Some new crushes. If you won on any of those, I think you owe JL and I.
No, y'all do
a little something.
Look,
buy me a beer.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Just buy me a beer.
Look, and I had to take my glass off for this. Look, yeah, y'all owe us. Y'all owe us.
Tip me a hat.
Cause some of y'all needed help.
Say
we were throwing alley-oops left and right. I'm talking
like,
about,
come on. Like
I would D-Wade till LeBron just walk off. And just walk off.
Some people fumble.
Oh yeah,
like dude, you had a layup. You had a layup, and it shows. It goes to show. It don't matter how old you are, your money, your age. It don't make you cool.
Right.
The same people that were uncool way back then.
You're still uncool.
It carried over into adulthood. It don't matter. Money doesn't change that. Because what happens is some people grew up and went on and did other stuff, but we still had that idea of who you were in high school.
Right.
And so that's why some people hate that. That's why some people moved on, or some people move on and change. It's like Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins to some people.
Yeah.
Like, you always still think I'm that. We just having fun.
Right. And see, the thing what's so funny with me, like, I wasn't like just a popular guy in school. Like, people knew me because I was in a band, and I kind of, I knew a lot of the athletes and stuff because I was in sports too, but mainly because I was in a band.
Right.
And so
that band,
our band was, man, look, I got to give a shout out to my senior year. I graduated in 98, and the Wyatt band was always fire, but I'm gonna tell you, man, like, when
98, y'all,
that 97, 98 school year, man, we took it to a whole nother level. And it ain't been reached.
It hadn't been since.
Like,
and for anybody that say anything about the band, you don't know black high school Texas band culture. It's rock star status, just like football, just like track.
Yep.
Anybody that play in the band, it's the same type, because those halftimes you on spotlight too.
All I'm gonna say is
it's rock star status, just like the choir. Anything black is rock star status.
If you were in ODY marching band from 1990 to 99, yeah, you was a part of something great.
Yeah, you was part of something.
Yeah, great. But
300 people in a band
is
ridiculous.
And we were like
in high school.
We were like the high school HBCU bands, man. Like,
imagine
going to a high school game and you see a marching band that's out there performing like Prairie View,
formations,
like Grambling, TSU.
And what I always loved about Wyatt, we were ratchet.
Oh yeah,
but we had that element of precision. We had it both.
We had that balance.
Yeah, we had a healthy balance because we had those old teachers and old instructors that were like, no, you can do your thing, but you gonna learn it right.
Yeah.
You gonna learn the notes, you gonna learn how to read music, you gonna learn how to do it, and then I'm gonna let you play.
Yep. And I gotta, you know what I'm saying, and I was under the direction of two directors. So I had the opportunity to be under the direction of Mr. James E. Hamilton, rest in peace, Ham.
Rest in peace, Ham.
Rest in peace, Ham. I got cussed out on many a days.
And
I got to give a shout out, man, to my all-time favorite teacher I had was to me, and she got the accolades that proves it. Best band director ever, ODY had ever seen. Miss Michelle Benson.
Man, oh yeah.
When Miss Benson took over my senior year,
because it was
she changed up so much.
What was his name before that?
Mr. Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah,
Hamilton before that.
She came in, man, and I mean, we was just like,
yeah, she took it
like
up.
a well-oiled machine, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to Mr. Gordon. He came over from Forest Oak, and he was our assistant director, man. And Mr. Gordon was like, when I tell you, man, Mr. Gordon, true musician, man. I mean, it was like he tightened up our plan. So yeah, that was a good time, man. Like that was some good memories. I wish social media was around back then.
Cause we gonna wrap up that segment right quick. I know we went long, but that was a time was had.
Yes, indeed.
And I mean, like how they got the Patreon, like ODY network would be like a Patreon episode.
Oh yeah,
like something you'd have to pay for to get all the backstories, all the. Look. I'm telling you that's more than a small story to get all of that in. We would have to do a whole separate episode
dedicated to just talking about that.
From I can tell you how many people was mad about that. I'm trying to find my one thing right here. I can't never do nothing. Never do nothing. Cause what I gotta do is we gotta speed up because we was talking. We had fun on that one, dog.
Yeah, we did.
We had fun. But I gotta go to the game section.
Okay.
Gotta go to the game section. Hey, so Peas Pod, we got a little game called This or That. This or That. Hey, here we go. So JL, you my guy. So I'm going to put you a little bit in the blender, and we're going to start our game section. So first off, we got JL in the pod.
Let's go.
He's number 2 in the pod, number 2 seat in the pod, and here we go with your, we move it back so he can't
okay, yeah.
Not looking at my list. Here we go. All right. So we're going to start off with a couple softballs.
Okay.
Make it a little easy.
I'm ready.
Okay, so here we go. All right, first off.
All right.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Worker or entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur.
Okay. All right. Introvert or extrovert?
That's you know what? Extrovert.
Okay. Yeah. That's generally the first one that starts to stump people.
Yeah.
Extrovert. Okay. Because I know your personality. So that's why for you we're like
because we both Libras, so Libras we got a combination of
introverted, extrovert.
Yeah. We switch it on and off.
Really quick too. Because I can go in and not talk to nobody.
Yep. And I can go to an event or a party, be seen and be known by everybody, engaged, and then leave without a trace. That Irish goodbye. Oh yeah, I'm running out of there. Oh yeah.
All right. So here we go. Start to heat it up.
All right. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
Prince or Michael Jackson?
Ooh, Prince.
Oh
yeah, Prince.
Oh, ass out Prince.
Hey man, the dude was a cold musician, man.
Hey, he was the dude. I love it. Okay, I got you. Okay, so. Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan. Come on. Come on, man.
It's hard to ask kind of anybody from my era. It's really hard.
That's an easy one. Jordan.
Okay, well, let me pivot then. Okay, so Jordan 1s or Jordan 11s?
Jordan 11s.
Okay. 11s or 4s?
4s. And I like it, but the 4s are my all-time favorites.
Okay,
but I will say the Jordan 11s when they were coming out back in '96 when they first dropped, and up until they were re-released in 2001, they were still made for basketball players. So those are the best pair of Jordans I hooped in.
The Concords, right?
Yeah,
Concord.
The Space Jams. I had them. Yeah. I had the Powder Blues then.
Man,
I had them all. Yeah, I had them all. And they all were some great basketball shoes.
And people don't understand, now, they don't understand how crazy Jordans were back then.
Man.
It was a whole different type of culture.
It was an experience.
It was an experience, and it was so. I remember because I'm not a hooper, but what was so dope when Jordans came out, all the hoopers be gone.
Oh yeah,
none of the hoopers would be in school that day. Because all of them are at the Nike store, Foot Locker.
We was at Foot Action at Town Center Mall.
Yes, because they all
Locker.
So that's what was always so dope.
Yep.
All of y'all be gone.
Yep.
And then by the end, y'all start kind of trickling in.
Yeah.
And everybody
got them on your feet.
Or the dudes on the team, they come in with the boxes and they waiting because the game, they go play them on the game.
Yeah. Wait till the game, man. Like.
That was so dope. Oh, that was so dope. You remember the ones? My favorite ones, and I'm not a shoe person like that. I'm not a tennis shoe person like that. The ones, you remember the ones that everybody stole off the train?
I already knew you. I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that.
The blues.
And it was the
blue, the gray one.
Yeah, it was the
gray.
The Flint.
You know the numbers.
Yeah, the 13 because I came in my senior year.
Yeah,
they were. Man, I'm gonna tell you how crazy that was. So it was a train wreck that happened in Dallas.
Yes,
and a whole bunch of them got stolen off that train. And so when the word got out. You remember we had the police officers at the school.
Yeah. So
it got so bad. If you wore those 13s before the date that they were supposed to come out, they were checking for receipts.
Yes. So, and if you had a receipt, you was either getting tickets.
You was gonna get a ticket, and they was gonna basically like
try to take your shoes.
Yeah, the cop was gonna try to take your shoes. So
I vividly remember being at the Big Three. Over there.
Yeah, Big Three.
Fort Worth, you know about the Big Three.
You know what the Big Three is.
And so I was at the McDonald's at that time.
On Wichita.
And the laws coming in, looking down.
Yeah,
people
looking at
with
people's
feet.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
That's
and
crazy.
see, I got mine. I was smart. I went to Foot Action.
It paid for yours.
Yeah, I put mine on layaway then. Put them on layaway. I still went in there, gave them a little $50. They held my side. I came back that next week, got them out. After a week after the release date, I was like, nope. And people came up to me trying to give me the bomb, like, man,
no.
Nope.
All right, let's keep it going. All right, that's a good one.
What you got?
All right, so Denzel or Samuel?
Denzel.
Okay,
yeah.
Denzel.
And I like Sam, man, but yeah, Denzel.
Like the smooth criminal.
Yeah.
Okay, PC, politically correct, or expletive? Cursing. You like politically correct, or you rather gonna curse a little bit?
I ain't gonna lie, I like to curse a little bit.
Yeah, I like to curse a little bit. All right.
I don't have to think about my words as much.
Exactly. I don't have to be too intelligent. I can just let it flow.
I just let it go.
Okay, Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society?
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? I'm gonna go with Boys in the Hood.
Okay, Boys. So, what was your favorite part in Boys in the Hood?
My favorite part, and this is gonna sound crazy. This probably shouldn't even be my favorite part, but it was. My favorite part was at the end when Doughboy, got the dudes back that killed his brother, that killed Ricky.
Oh,
at the hamburger spot. Yeah.
You acting like a right now.
And you know what's funny?
You
know what's funny? Check this out. I'm gonna mess you up with this one. So you remember the dude that actually that shot Ricky, that had the shotgun?
Yeah.
He had on these military blue 4s.
Oh, it all comes full circle. Military. Ooh, he had some dice on too.
But yeah, that was my favorite scene in Boys in the Hood.
That's
but
dope.
I like Menace to Society too. But
it's an either or. I mean, you can't lose either way.
Right.
It's just you either like either or. It's either like this or that.
Yeah.
So next, this or that. So Harlem Nights or Coming to America.
Oh man, you did this to me.
He's a comedy guy.
Yeah, man. I gotta go with Harlem Nights, man.
Harlem Nights.
You got 3 generations of legendary comics, man, in one movie. That don't happen all the time, especially with black comics, man.
That's very true.
And you got, you know what I'm saying? You got Red Fox.
Mm-hmm.
You got Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. And the thing about it is, man, all 3 of them were storytellers. When you listen to any, you know what I'm saying, for you youngsters, go watch Eddie Murphy Raw and Delirious. Storytelling. Richard Pryor told stories. Red Fox was one of the greatest storytellers, man.
True.
He's told stories. So yeah, Harlem Nights.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. So, all right. Next, Ali or Tyson?
Ali.
Ali,
man.
Okay. No recency bias. A lot of times people will say Tyson because they just have that recency bias. But I like it.
I like Tyson. Don't get me wrong, but Ali, man, just you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm saying. He
6 foot, slim. Just he done had a bulk and all of it. He was nice, man.
Yeah, man. It was like
it was nice.
He was the greatest.
All right. Okay. This one always starts a controversy.
Uh-oh.
Brandy or Monica?
Brandy.
Hey,
you know what's funny though? Back in high school, I used to be Team Monica, man.
Really?
What's funny is, and I know if my cousin watch this, he gonna laugh. So me and my cousin Tim used to have this ongoing debate back when we was in high school. He was Brandy, and I was Team Monica. But I went over to Team Brandy when Moesha came out. And then I was already a fan of her music. Cause honestly, man, like Brandy just dope.
Oh yes,
like,
she is.
Brandy
The vocal Bible.
She got bars too, man.
She does.
Yeah, B Rocker.
Just
B Rocker.
Yeah. And just being the familiarity to be able to see somebody on TV every week,
right?
You gonna fall in love.
And then you know what I'm saying. To see somebody that's your age,
right?
It hit different.
You know what I'm saying? It does.
It hit different. So you know what I'm saying.
It look like you, your age. That's cool.
Yeah,
most definitely. Shout out to was that UPN?
Yeah, UPN. Man.
You pick a Negro. all right. Next, here we go. Angela Bassett or Felicia Rashad?
Ooh.
Hey.
Oh man, you might. Well, you know what? No, Angela Bassett, man.
Angela Bassett.
Yeah, Angela Bassett.
Got those arms. She got those arms.
All right. Because she still do her thing, man. I don't know if you watch 911, but
I watch Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
I watch whatever she do. Whatever that woman does. All right. Megan Good or Nia Long?
Nia Long. Yeah, Nia Long, man.
Right. You can't. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Alcohol or non-alcoholic beverage?
Alcohol.
All right. So, okay. Let me see. Phone call or text?
You know what? Actually, oh man, that one, yeah, you kind of
yes. So I do craft these to the person.
Yeah. Okay. You know what though? Actually, phone call.
Phone call.
Yeah, phone call.
That actually doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, phone call.
With you, it actually doesn't surprise me.
Because it's one thing when you read my jokes.
Not surface level. Yeah.
Right. It's one thing when you read my jokes, just like when you read my posts, but when you actually hear me say it and the way it was meant to be delivered, it hit different because it's even funny and you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that.
Phone call.
Okay. Phone call. All right.
Yeah.
So on your phone calls, are you a answer first ring, you let it ring, first ring or let it ring?
I mean, I don't know how many times it was ringing on the other end before it came to me. So as soon as I see the call come through, I'm gonna look to see who it is, and I gotta make sure I put my earbud in because I hate holding the phone up to my face because it get hot. So I put my earbud in, and then I answer it.
Okay, yeah. All right, I got you. All right, paint the town red or quiet night at home?
You know what? I like quiet nights at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I like a quiet night at home. I don't get me wrong. I'll get out and paint the town red, but I think because I did it so much in my 20s, now I just prefer, you know what I'm saying, a quiet night.
I ain't missing nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and because it ain't nothing for me and my wife to kick it at the house and have a good time. But we still get out. But
and part of it is where you are in your life.
Yeah,
also it can't be that. So, married life or single life?
Ooh, boy, you.
It's getting sticky.
Nah, man, married life, man.
Of course.
And the reason why, and it's not because I'm currently married, but it's just, man, like when I look at what single people are going through, man. Oh my God,
man, how everybody's tripping. How much you supposed to spend on dates?
Bro, literally, bro, at least 3 times a week, me and my wife will jokingly tell each other, please don't send me back out there.
Yeah, I don't want to be back in those streets, man. I mean, I'm no good in those streets.
No, bro.
Especially now, a little older. Yeah, I wouldn't have as much.
Look, my
it's
wife.
Not as much fun.
My wife told me, she's like, look, she said, we get a divorce, I'm going with you.
Man, we going. I told my wife, hey, somebody got to die. Somebody has to unalive. I can't. Nah, we are not breaking up. All right, last one. Laugh now or cry later.
Man. He gonna make me think on that when he say that. He say the brain teaser one for laugh.
Yeah, laugh now or cry later.
You know what? Oh, man, that's a tough one though, because it really depends on the scenario. But I would say laugh now, because most of the time I don't cry later.
We gonna laugh now. We ain't crying. We laughing. So appreciate you, JL, for playing our little game of this or that. Staying in the vein of games, I like to ask, what are 3 things you'll take on a deserted island?
Okay, that's a good one. On a deserted island. Ooh. Okay, one, I gotta have like a good, like a little small hatchet.
Okay, you gotta be able to cut something or chop or that makes sense.
So,
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then I would say probably like oh man, cause I need that.
It can stump you. It can.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what?
Because I'm thinking, because most of the stuff, like, I would say probably like, I would say maybe like some, I would say some, like just some shoes, even so much as like some flip flops, something to have on my feet.
Yeah, something to have on your feet, right?
Something to have on my feet.
Walking around there barefoot.
Yeah, something to have on my feet.
That's a good one. You need to have your feet covered.
Yeah, gotta have my feet covered, and probably I would say, like a good size jacket. Everything else I can get and makeshift stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
covering jacket. I like those. I like those 3. Okay.
Yeah.
I like those 3. So appreciate you. Your 3 things. You got that. All right. So what we didn't do right quick, I didn't get, because we got so engulfed in that ODY network. I didn't ask anything about you. So tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Tell me what you got going, something interesting about you, so people get to know JL.
Yeah. So I for those that don't know, back in 2018, I got to tell this story of how I decided to really actually pursue comedy.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, 2018, it was probably like, I say around January or February, and shout out, man, rest in peace to my boy, your classmate, Josh Tasby.
Yeah.
Joshua Tasby, man, to this, like, I will forever give him credit, because he was the one that reached out to me and told me that I needed to go, like, actually pursue stand-up comedy.
Wow.
Like, he was like, man, he's like, bro, because I was always, even back in school, we were always tight. You know what I'm saying? So he reached out to me. He inboxed me. He was like, what's up, man? He's like, hey, man, call me. He put his number in. I called him. And he was like, bro, he's like, man, you funny as hell, man. Like, you need to. And so at the time, man, he had this spot in Fort Worth on Riverside, corner of Riverside and Rosedale.
I remember that club. Yeah, the
called
club
Fort Worth Blues place.
Yes.
And so there was a comedy show that was coming in town, Star-Studded Comedy Tour. Also, I got to give a shout out to the other person that was responsible for me getting into comedy that actually allowed me to be a part of that show. Shout out a real good friend of mine, man, just recently passed, rest in peace, Lynn Douglas.
Oh, okay.
She was the promoter, and so Josh was like, hey, man, they got this show. They need a host. Mind you, I never done stand-up comedy before. Never done it.
Wow.
And so I started studying it. You know, I was watching stand-ups. I was watching shows. I was watching how the hosts would do, how they would carry the show.
Right.
I watched a lot of how Steve Harvey would bring out comics and how when they would finish, they said he would come out and say a joke to piggyback off of that and then bring in the next comic.
Right.
So I started practicing that. So what a lot of people wasn't seeing, I was practicing it. So Josh had me meet with Lynn. We went up to his place, you know, and we talked, and I was just natural conversation. I got her laughing, just me being me, just, you know. Yeah. And so she was like, okay, yeah, you can be the host. And, you know, to host a comedy show, you got to be,
you got to have,
you got to have something.
Yeah.
So comedy show, you know, cool. Now we got everything in place. They got my name, and I was like, you know what? I don't want. I say my government name don't sound too. I need something that's gonna flow. So I thought about it, like, what can my stage name be? One of my favorite comics, I decided to take a page out of his book, D.L. Hughley. So my middle name starts with an L, so I was like, JL Smith, and that's where the JL Smith came from.
Nice.
So when I changed, so I decided to go by JL Smith, and then I was like, you know what? I took it a step further. I changed all my social medias to JL Smith. So the only people that know me by my actual name are people that been knowing me since back in the day, been knowing me. So I have people that meet me from social media that, you know, JL, like, but that's and I changed it to that so people could start calling me that.
So
but man, I did that. I hosted that show, and I thought about the jokes I was gonna do, and man, when I tell you, I knocked it out the park. And at the end of the show, we had a good show. It was 5 comics. At the end of the show, we was all sitting around talking and stuff. And I remember I was having a conversation, man, with my boy, real funny dude. He's a Wide alumni. Shout out to my boy Jamal Dennis.
Hey.
If y'all haven't seen this brother on stage, y'all need to go check him out. Like, we was talking, and I said, man, that was my first show. He was like, oh, this your first show this year? No, that was my first time doing stand-up comedy, period. He was like, what? He was like, are you serious?
Man.
He was like, bro, you lying. I was like, nah. I said, bro, I had never done stand-up comedy prior to tonight. He was like, man, I couldn't tell. He was like, bro, you got something, man. And so that catapulted, and that was in May of 2018. Fast forward, September, there was another show that happened. Prior to that, because of my following, I got a call. It was a comedy show that was being hosted. They wanted me to be the headliner this time.
Wow.
So I was the last to go up. So headliner, you know, I was, and this time I had the whole comedy experience. Like I was, you know what I'm saying? They had like a little green room set up at the place. So I'm back there preparing, like, and then, you know, I got to walk through the crowd to get to the stage and all that.
Yeah,
I did 20 minutes, man, just straight storytelling jokes and stuff, man. And I remember how I ended the show, and I got a standing ovation, man. And so that was, you know what I'm saying? And then I started doing like little, you know, open mic nights and stuff at Improv here and there. But then I decided, like, okay, stand up was cool, but I was like, you know what? Let me go the podcast route. So that's why I started doing the podcast. But like outside of that, man, I just, you know, I'm actually in the corporate world.
I hear you. I hear you, man. But everybody got to have that.
But comedy, man, is my, you know what I'm saying? That's my foundation. That's my heart and soul.
I love that.
So that's me, man. I'm just, you know, I'm always make you laugh. If I don't make you laugh, I'm gonna post something that's gonna get you motivated, because I like motivating people, man. You know what I'm saying? I love motivating people, man. I love
just a Libra thing.
Advocating for mental health, like, you know what I'm saying? So I tell everybody this, you know, make sure you take care of yourself, because if you're not good, the people around you not gonna be good. So you gotta take care of that person. That person that you see in the mirror every day when you get up, you gotta make sure that person good first. So that's, you know what I'm saying, that's just me, man. I'm all about advocating for good things, man, positivity, just, you know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I'm saying, that's me. So
okay. So out of that, can you give me your greatest triumph? Because I like to, when you said that mental health, when you said that uplift, I love to do that. I like to talk about that. I had a men talk group and that kind of thing. So I like to always ask people, what is your greatest triumph?
Man, mine probably, I would say, ain't no probably to it. And a lot of people probably, that when they watch it, it's probably it's a little bit of a tearjerker. But my greatest triumph, man, was last year when I finally started going to therapy to deal with the loss of my mom. My mom been gone for 26 years now. I was 18 when she passed, right after I graduated high school. And I didn't know how to process that. I was 18.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have any adults that were just kind of, say, hey, it just, I didn't know what to do. So I just, kind of suppressed it and just kept moving forward.
Yeah.
And so it started having a bad effect on me as I got older. And finally, man, last year, I just, I finally, got help, man. And it changed me big time, man. So I have to say that was my greatest triumph, man. Like actually going to therapy, starting that therapy journey. Yeah. Cause I'm not done, I'm not done. It's, that was a start.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was,
because there is such a negative stigma with, especially black males, with, in the black community, but especially black males and therapy. But sometimes it's great to talk to somebody that doesn't know you.
Right. And it does.
And you can let it all out because I don't care if you judge me, because you don't even know me.
Exactly.
And so I could just get it out. I can say what I want to say about whoever, my friends, family, job, and there, in essence, no consequences. Just let me get it out. Because sometimes black men, we just need to get it out.
That's it, man.
I just need to say it. I need to download it. Not that I necessarily, I wasn't necessarily mad. I ain't trying to do nothing crazy. Right. I just got to say it.
Yeah, because that's all, man. Sometimes that's all we need, just to vent and get it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Black men, especially black men in America, it's bad enough every time we leave our house, we got an instant target on our back as it is.
Facts.
So we already have, the media has painted a negative image of us for God knows how many years. So we got so much against us as it is. And then, we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders.
Man.
And anytime we show any kind of signs of vulnerability, it's like, we get called weak, we get called soft. True. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if please stop doing that. Like, please stop doing that to us.
Yeah, we gotta,
you know what I'm saying?
We gotta kill that.
Yeah.
Black men, if you need some help, go seek it. Go talk to somebody. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Wrong with it.
Let's kill that negative stigma, because us holding it in is just gonna come out some way, either through violence, physical violence, through emotional violence, or just how our demeanor is, or it can affect your health negatively because it can run your blood pressure up, all of that kind of stuff. So let me talk. My brother went to a one of those smash rooms.
Oh, yeah, I want to go to them. Yeah.
And so if any way that you can use as tools to get some of that stuff off, do it, man. I'm an advocate for that. So I appreciate, man, that triumph. Everybody don't like to get a triumph, So, this part I like. Last thing before we let JL get up out of here, because I've been keeping him for a little bit. I'm going a little longer because we've had such a great time.
Yeah.
So I tell y'all, everybody that comes on, man, or one of my people, we got some history, and I like to give this opportunity for people to show that they know me too, and that I'm not lying, that we actually, right hand to God, that we actually know each other. Yep. So, Peace Pod, takes this segment as a us moment. So I'd like you to give a story, funny or messed up or whatever, about us. A personal story that you got about us, or us moment.
All right, okay. And it's a lot, man. A lot of our us moments happened when the network started. Yeah, really, that's like kind of. I honestly though, I would say probably the moment I remember was the alumni banquet dinner.
Okay.
Because we it was basically like we were the MCs of the banquet, so it was almost like we were basically like we were just labeled as the ambassadors, like, okay, y'all. And so, man, I just remember, like, man, I remember being at that head table, and we were both sitting there like, man, like, bro, like, we sitting up here, man, like, how crazy is this right now? But, like, we used to, man, what's funny was, I can't even pinpoint it to one moment, but it was just, we had so many different moments, man, where the hot seat Mondays was just like.
You remember when we emceed the basketball game?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was it at Sycamore?
Yeah, it was at Sycamore.
Damn.
And the only reason why I couldn't play, man, because at the time, man, I was I had tweaked my back.
Yeah.
And I remember, because I was because matter of fact, it was
they had me sing the national anthem or something.
And then I was MC during the game.
And I came with the color commentary.
Yeah.
Because you were killing. You had everybody dying. So they laughing at you and not really watching the game.
Yeah, because I was just, man, I ain't gonna lie, I was mad because I couldn't play because I was hurt. So I was like, I'm finna just start roasting. I was firing everybody up on that court. Every time they missed a shot, I was like, well, Walmart's hiring. Like, somebody Amazon packages ain't gonna make it on time. Like, I was just going in. I was like, yeah, that's why you need to just stick to your day job, sir. Yeah, layups is not in your forte. I'm sorry. At
all, man. We had some great times, some great fun, man. I definitely appreciate you getting on. I appreciate you coming because I know everybody got so much going on. You got a wife, you got a family.
Yeah.
So you got other things you could be doing, but we appreciate you jumping in the pod with the P's and JL. Give us all your socials, so make sure people follow my guy when he gets in.
Yeah, man. So I got so many different social media. So on Facebook is JL Smith. Just straight JL Smith. On Instagram is _real_JL_Smith. Like, I had to do that. JL Smith on TikTok. Even on, you know what I'm saying, I'm on X, which is Twitter. JL Smith on there. Man, follow me on Blue Sky. That's like the new Twitter.
I've never heard of that. Blue Sky.
Yeah, Blue Sky. A lot of people left X and went over to Blue Sky.
Is that so? That's not Threads. So Threads is more Instagram.
Yeah,
right?
Threads is basically like a spinoff of
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Okay, I've seen Threads.
Yeah. So if you follow me on, and you can actually go to my Facebook, man, JL Smith page, and you can go to my Instagram from there. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Well, man, we definitely appreciate you coming on and jumping in. We gonna get this dismount kind of rolling, and we gonna get on up out of here. So I got a little something smooth.
Okay.
You ever heard this? You actually know who this is. You actually know her probably personally.
Oh. Yeah. Oh,
you
man.
know Miz?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is one of my dear closest friends. Man, lovely voice.
Yes. Man, Miz is my sister. Love you, Miz. She has this great EP that she put out a few years ago. I think she's doing some more new music now. But
yeah,
I'm about to dismount this thing. But Miz. Yes, sir. All right. So, I like to leave with a nice little quote. So, rest is not a weakness. It's a necessity. You can't pour from an empty cup. Take time to recharge so you can give your best to the world. Balance is the key to sustainable success. Anonymous. In these times of everything that we have, that we're doing, that we got, that we're going through, JL said it kind of best. You got to feed the main thing, the main vine, which is yourself. Because if you don't feed yourself, food, which is that real strength, that emotional strength, reading books, mindfulness therapy, or that physical strength, or giving yourself time to lay down, take a nap, them kids will be all right.
Yeah.
There's some frozen pizzas in there or some nuggets, or they'll learn how to make some eggs or scramble some eggs. We browned the meat when we was young.
Right.
So
right.
we kind of know how to cook, and we can get to it. I can make a real meal. We can get to it. So sit down, chill out, take some time to relax, take some time for yourself, take some me moments, go to a staycation, go get a hotel room and just sit down.
Yeah.
Because you are the main source, and nobody can adequately eat if you don't have the strength to actually give them anything.
Exactly.
So it's all about you. And so as we get on up out of here, I'm not gonna keep you long, man. Like I said, JL, appreciate you coming out to the P's. We appreciate you first time, last time. P's. We appreciate you, man. JL, this is not his last time.
Nope.
And I'd like to say to you, man, thank you for giving me that information on what I got to do to push this thing forward. We're going to be making some changes, doing some bigger things and better things as we continue to move forward. Hey, we'll see y'all next time on Peace Pod. We'll holler at y'all. Yeah. Take a side. Man, me is so cold.
Man.
Yeah.